Hi friends. So today what we're going to do is we are going to make a very colorful bird in the style of Tracy Keller. Have you guys heard about this artist? Tracy Keller. She's an Australian artist, okay, and she has had many exhibitions in New York, Melbourne, Sydney, and other places. She's a contemporary artist, by which what it means is she's an artist of our times, okay. So what she does is she makes a lot of art, like pet art. So maybe she first started drawing her own pets, and then now people commission her, like people pay her to draw or paint their pet, okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to draw a cockatoo. You know what is cockatoo? It's a bird, okay. So we are going to draw a bird in Tracy Keller's style. So let's see what are the things that we need. We need a paper, we need color pencils, or you can work with markers if that is what you have at home, or you can work with crayons if that is what you have. In case you guys have paint, you can also work with that. I will tell you guys how to use that when I start coloring this cockatoo, okay. So first let me put this aside, and then let me show you guys how to draw the picture, okay, quickly. So we'll start with the eyes first. Let's find a spot, maybe right in the middle. Her art, her paintings are really big. It covers 3/4 or the entire canvas or paper, okay. So what we'll do is we'll try to create a cockatoo as big as your paper. So I'm going to, so depending on the paper, you're going to make it big or small. So we'll pretend that this is a paper, and then I'm going to draw the eye. Maybe eyes can be a little bit bigger because this is a big paper, right? So what I suggest is you guys can first draw a rough cockatoo on a dry erase board, or if you don't have a dry erase board, you can do this on a scrap paper. After you guys are done drawing that, then you will know how to do it on the paper that you are going to do, right, the final one. So I have the eyes done. I'm going to leave because this is a big one, I'm going to leave some space because eyes don't touch the, I'm going to draw the beak next. So I'm going to leave some space and draw the beak. So, and then this beak is going to be really big because it's like a portrait of a cockatoo. So I made a curvy line, and then made a curvy line going inside, and then I made another curvy line, okay. It's not that difficult. And then I'm going to, did it become too big? So I'm going to draw a line like that and a line like this, okay. And then these cockatoos have like feathers coming out like this. So we'll pretend that some part of this is cut off. Okay, so that's all that needs to be drawn, and then we'll do the coloring. So now you got the basic idea. First we'll start with the eyes, and then we'll draw the beak, and then the rest of the head, and the, I think this is called the crest also, or the feathers that are sticking out. Okay, one thing I realized when I was drawing this is my cockatoos eyes was really big, and there was barely much space for the crest. So when I'm drawing next time on the paper, I should make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so I need to keep an eye on how big the eyes are going to be. So I'm going to take my paper now. I'm going to put this aside. The paper is already here. So maybe that paper, dry erase board was put in the landscape style. Maybe that's the reason there was not enough space for me. I'll put this in the portrait style when I'm drawing this. Okay, let me grab my dry black marker. Yeah, I got my black marker. Now what I'm going to do is so this is in the portrait style. The paper is in the portrait style. I'm going to start with the eye. Maybe I am going to put it down this over here so that I'll have enough space for the head and then for the crest. Okay, I think this would be a nice space. There will be enough space for the beak and rest of the body, right? So maybe you can bring it over to the bottom, not the bottom, so that the middle of the paper is, if you just try and fold the paper like this is the middle. I'm going to put the eye a little bit below the middle. So this is the middle. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so I'm going to make a big eye. I'm going to put another circle inside and then color the rest of the big circle. I'm not coloring the small circle, so that will be the shine. Okay, and then I'm going to leave some space here because the beak doesn't start just it is not touching the eyes, right? So I'm going to leave some space, and then I'm going to draw a squiggly line like that. Okay, and then I'm going to make the beak. So the beak is a nice curvy line, or it's like a C. Can you see the C there? And then I'm going to make another curvy line going here. So you got a beak, the upper beak. Now we need to make the lower beak. I'm going to extend this line a little bit further, and then I'm going to make the lower beak. So now we have the beak and the eyes. What we need to do is draw the rest of the bird. So I'm going to make the lower portion. So that is going to be a curvy line. It should be, this is like the chest of the bird. So it should be like the birds are round here, right? So don't go straight down like that. So we're going to, it's the chest and the tummy, half of the tummy. So I'm just going to curve it a bit. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try drawing the rest with my fingers first. You guys would be remembering this method that we have used when you guys were in the smaller grades, like in TK or first or second, right? So I'm going to take the finger off the hand, the pointy finger of the hand that I use for drawing or writing. So if you're a right-hander, use the right hand pointy finger. If you're a left-hander, use the left hand pointy finger, and then you're going to draw a line where you want. So I think this would be a nice size. So draw the line a few times, and then your hand or the brain now know how big and where you should be drawing. So see, especially if you're using a marker to draw this, do that. If it's a pencil, you can directly go ahead, draw, and in case there is a mistake, you can erase it and then do it. But why make a mistake and unnecessarily erase it, right? So first draw this line with the fingers, and then when you get it right, draw with the pencil or marker you have. So Tracy Keller, not Kelly, Tracy Keller, what she used to do is she used to turn her mistakes. So all of us get, sometimes when we are drawing, we will have something that we don't want on the paper. So what she does is she always turn that into something. Okay, so that you can do that also in case you have a line or something that you don't really want. So I'm going to now draw the crest. So this time I have more space to draw the crest. So doing this with you guys, this I haven't done the, usually when I make have a lesson with you guys in school, I would have already made the lesson before, right? Today I haven't, so I don't know how this is going to look, how this is going to turn out, but I think we'll be fine, right? So I'm going to make some more in between, because so did you guys notice this? While I was making the lines, these lines are curved. It's like a curvy line. So I'm making curvy lines, not straight lines. They are not sticking lines like the rays of a sun, right? Like this. Instead, you can maybe put your paper this way and draw curvy lines. Or you can just make C. So you will get a curvy line. Okay, guys? So because I haven't done it before, I don't know what mistakes I'm going to make and how I'm going to solve that. Okay, so we are going to do this together and let's see how it turns out. So we are done with the the drawing part. Now we are going to color. So in case you are coloring with the crayon, you can take your crayon out, and then if you haven't, so you don't have a black marker at home, you are going to grab your black crayon and outline these lines. Okay, and then if you are using a marker to draw this, you don't have to do the outline right now. So what I'm going to do next is, after you're done with the outline, I'm going to color the beak. The beak is black. So what she has done is, I'm right now looking at one of Tracy Keller's picture of the cockatoo. So what I see is she has a little bit of blue on her, like a highlight. So on the beak, she has a little bit of blue. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue first, the highlight first, and then I'm going to color. So I'm coloring with the crayon right now, because coloring with the crayon, I can do this really faster than coloring with the like the markers or with the color pencil. Okay, so in case you guys have all these three things at home and more stuff, you can maybe color with all the three things. Okay, so I'm just going to color this. Maybe I should make this really nice and dark, because the beak is really nice and dark and it's shiny. So I'm going to put a little bit of pressure to color the beak. Okay, so you guys know what I mean by applying more pressure, right? So I'm going to put some pressure and then color the beak. I hope you guys liked the continuous line lesson, and I hope that you guys were able to draw a portrait and you got a good result. I'm like at this time I'm like feeling so bad that I can't see what you guys did. I really wanted to see how it turned out, but I think I'll have to wait, right? So I'm going to put some more blue. So like that. Maybe I'm putting blue all over the black also. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the black and then I'm going to lightly, maybe not black, maybe I'll use blue itself. I'm going to lightly color. So in case you have pencil, do that. If you don't have any crayons, I hope all of you have a pencil or a crayon at home, right? If you don't have either of this and you have only markers, what I suggest is don't do this like the first layer, okay? Because we are going to layer it. So what you guys can do is the next step that I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so I put a light layer, maybe for the, maybe I'll use a little, maybe yellow, maybe for the crest. So what she does is, Tracy Keller, what she does is she does like not just one medium of color. So she uses chalk, she uses paint and different things. Okay, if I don't know how many of you have chalk pastels at home. If you have chalk, you can put the first layer with the chalk. I have chalk at home, but I'm not using it right now because this is the allergy season and I have allergies. I usually get allergies and the pollen count is so high and I don't want to start sneezing using the chalk. So chalk because of the pollen count, I have closed all the windows. I'm not opening the windows, and if I use chalk in a closed room, what happens to me is I sneeze and I sneeze and I sneeze. That's why I only use chalk in the classroom, where we can our room is bigger there. We can have doors open and stuff like that. Right here, I can't leave my door open right now, door or windows open, because I am going to have allergies, because I checked that the pollen is going to be really high. So see what I did? So I made a layer. So once you're done with this much, what we're going to do is we are going to, so in case you have only crayons, I'll show what to do first and then I will move on. In case you have markers also at home, I'll show you what to do with that. Okay, so we are going to turn this into a very colorful bird, right? So for that, I will choose one color. And what Tracy Keller does is she makes it look like cockatoos are not this colorful, but she makes all the pets, whatever painting she does, she make it all very colorful. So this is what she does. She put dabs of paint like that. So you can make like that. Small rectangles like this. Okay, let me make a few rectangles with this one. You need to cover the whole bird with this rectangles. It's going to take some time, but time is all that we have now, right? So much time, so you can do that. So let me let's, if it is paint, all you need to do is I'm not going to paint this. Take the brush, put dabs of paint like that, like this. If it was paint, we would have finished this a lot more faster. But because we are using crayons and markers, which I'm sure all of you have at home, that's why I'm not using paint. I'm not sure how many of you have paint at home. And sometimes parents don't want the kids to use paint at home because you guys don't know how to clean up, right? Don't tell me you know, because I always end up cleaning after you guys are done painting, right? So maybe that's the reason they don't get you paint and they buy you supplies that are like crayons and markers that needs less painting. Okay, so do that. So it is okay. Whatever material you have, you can work with that. It doesn't matter. So this type of art, it's like we are layering, making layers. So make it really nice and bright and spread out the rectangles that you're making. Okay, so in case you are using pencils, you do the same. You take the thing, draw a rectangle, fill it in. Draw a rectangle, fill it in. So, but first we need the first layer, which is just light blue, or you can choose whatever color you want, okay? So you need to put a little bit of this color. So once you pick one color, you are going to put it wherever you want that color, okay? So all the places, because you're not going back to that color again today. So you need to put it wherever it needs to be, that color. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to now show you guys how to do this with a marker. If you have a marker, I think you can do this a little bit faster. Not as fast as if you have the paint, but especially if you have a thick marker, not a thin one. So I'm going to take the colors one by one and I'm going to, so see, this is thick, right? So I just need to draw a line. That's why I said with the marker you can do this faster. Even on top of the crayon, this is working, so I'm happy. I was wondering whether it will work on top of the crayon, but it works. So in case you are a person who have markers and crayons or markers and pencils, you can do the first layer with a pencil and then do this part, okay, making the rectangles with the marker, and that way it will be really nice and bright like Tracy colors. Okay, let's switch the color because her art has all the colors. It's like the rainbow on the bird. Maybe it's like the bird flew through the rainbow and got bits of color on the bird, or maybe somebody, it was a party or something, and then the confetti was like got on top of the bird. I don't know. So if you have a pet, maybe you can draw your pet after you're done making this, right? Just the close of the head of the bird or head of whatever pet you have. If you have a goldfish, go ahead and draw a goldfish and then color the goldfish like this. If you have a dog at home, you can do the same, draw the dog. When you're done, what I want you to do is I want you to Google Tracy Keller. Yeah, artist, and then you will be able to go to her page, okay, and then you will be able to see her work. So she has made a lot of made like pet drawings, so pet paintings. So you will get an idea what to do, because you guys are not, we are not in school. I can't show you guys the examples of her art right now, because I don't know so many things, because I don't know how to work make the video in the first place. I'm like trying my best. I don't know how to put the art in between the videos. Maybe I'll try. Okay, if I can, I will put a clip of her painting in between. You guys know that I'm not a tech person. I am like, even sometimes I find it hard to take a call on my phone. So I'm that person who doesn't like to change the phone, because I find it so difficult to learn things on my new phone. Anything technical, I find it difficult. So I'm going to make more sprinkles. These markers are scented markers. I'm loving the smell. The only problem with this marker is it makes me hungry. So she overlaps the colors a bit, so it is okay if you overlap. I think our cockatoo is looking better now, right? What do you guys think? Now let's add some more. What color is missing? Purple? Are you guys helping out at home? So once you're done painting, what I want you guys to do is clear out your drawing area, put all the things back, right? You should not add more mess. We are all sitting at home and we don't want our space to be cluttered with things lying around. So when you're done playing, pick up your stuff and put it where it should be. So these are things that you can do to make everyone's life easier, right? Already, because you guys are full day at home, your mom and dad has a lot to do on top of their work, right? So be nice and kind. I know my kids, my 5th graders are awesome, because you guys help me out a lot in the art room. You guys try to clean up really well, though some of you need to learn how to clean up still, but you guys are awesome. So let me add one. I have done orange before, maybe use yellow now. Can you see what I'm doing now? This is one colorful cockatoo. I'm trying to do this super fast so that you guys don't have to sit and watch me doing this. So if you have paint, you're going to layer, but sometimes when you're layering with the paint, the thing is, maybe the best way to do it is go from the lightest to the darkest. So the lightest would be yellow, orange, then red, or if you have pink, you can use pink after orange, and then after red, purple, blue, green. Okay, and then do that, because, or the reason why we are going from the lightest to the darkest is I don't want you guys to mix up the paint when you're doing this. Okay, and then that's how we do it. And this artist, what she does is she usually leaves the background plain. It's up to you. Or sometimes what she does is she like lightly color the edges. So maybe let's see how we do that. And then we'll take some blue for the background. So lightly, not much. So she doesn't color the entire thing. Actually, I was planning to do this Tracy Keller's art with my 5th grade, actually Miss Kumar's class, this week, if you had school. I was planning to make bunnies painted like this. I already have made this sample, and it is at Nimitz, and it was done with paint, so I had to, but I thought, because we are at home, let's do this. Okay, so after we are done with that, maybe you can sign your name just like Tracy did. So you can put your name here and then you're done. Okay, bye-bye.